Hey guys, it's Hal, and I wanted to come here today to share some information with you. Recently, Keller Williams has taken a very bold stand to try to address some of the issues that are occurring out there in the world as it relates to racial tensions and issues of discrimination. And in an open letter back in June, many of you remember that Gary Keller had taken the stand that said, the truth is this, that racial injustice still persists. And in order to change that, it's really critical to not only say something about it, but actually do something about it. Another area that can become really problematic for realtors is when we cite school quality, when we recommend communities that our clients should look into to purchase or rent property. What we know is that making unsolicited recommendations can get us into some real problems. In a recent study on Long Island by Newsday magazine with recorded undercover footage, 86 different tests, pair tests, what we found is that clients were not always given the same information about what communities would be desirable based on the school districts. Let's take a look.
Do you really want your future children going to Amityville School District?
I'm going to try and stay away from Freeport, Roosevelt, Hempstead for now because of the school district.
This part, the Salisbury part, is actually in demand because the schools are much better.
In Newsday's 86 pair tests, agents often applied a laser-like focus on school districts, highlighting their perceived quality when recommending places that house hunters should consider buying or avoid. Fair housing experts say touting or disparaging school districts can put agents in jeopardy because talking about school districts can be taken as a euphemism for race.
There's a few districts that I know I would I won't look in those towns.
Oh, okay.
Like Freeport and Baldwin and Amityville, which is part of Massapequa schools, but it's just certain parts of Massapequa.
Ross declined comment. A lawyer for Ross at her present employer, Douglas Elliman, said Ross never referenced race and was merely speaking to her understanding of school ratings.
If the customer asked about the quality of the schools and the agent responded with accurate information, I think the agent would be fine. The problem with talking about differentials in schools is that at least in the last 10 or 15 years, that has been a proxy for race. They don't mention the race of the community. Good schools are available in these areas. Those areas I'd stay away from because they have poor schools. I want to ask, did you tell that to the other tester? If you're only giving that information to one tester of the two, and the only difference is the race, then you've provided what I call differential service.
If you're in Massapequa, you only want school district 23.
Okay.
You don't want 6 in Massapequa because that takes in Amityville, and you're not going to like those schools.
Guys, I think we can all recognize how problematic that can become. And so remember, it's the parents who are in the best position to determine what makes a school great for their child based on their knowledge of their own kids. And so what we need to do is be the source of the source. We need to be able to give parents recommendations of where they can go to do their own due diligence. And once they determine for themselves what school districts would be appropriate for their own child, then it's our job to try to find the inventory that meets their needs in those communities. Be the source of the source, guys. Anything less can get us into some problematic areas.